Hi everyone, so today I have the pleasure of reviewing this Tonic Studios Designer's Choice number 11. Tonic did send this free of charge for my review, and all opinions are my own. And any links that will be in the description box are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to purchase any items through those links. So I'm super excited. Now you guys know the Designer's Choice, they do it once a month. I believe in the US it runs $19.99. And it always sells out. So if it's something you're interested in, you definitely want to check that out really soon. I want to show you the last one was like a little memory book album, really adorable, number 10. And this is, again, number 11. So I have not seen what this is supposed to do or look like. So we will learn together. Because it has not come out quite yet. I just got a little early preview. So it comes in a nice little sleeve. Obviously, you can pop it into your binders. I know Tonic has an orange and black binder, an A5 size that this will fit into very nicely, and people like it for that reason. On top of that, it fits, you know, your dies and other things that you would already have. So we have our dies here, so quite a few. Again, it comes in this little sleeve here, so you can have an idea of, you know, what size it might cut from your machine. So it should be okay. Most machines will accommodate something in these size ranges. But let me put that to the side for now, because what I'm going to do is look over the instructions, and it's creating your special blend gift box. So that's what they're calling it there. I just want to kind of go over the instructions myself, so I kind of know what we're doing. I'm going to grab some paper, and I think we will get started. Okay, as I read over the instructions here, so what we're going to end up with is a really cute, in my opinion, I think it's going to be super cute. Again, I have no idea what this is going to actually look like. Coffee cup. And if you look at the adornments here, so we have all our pieces, we have little tags and cute things. We have like, I been missing you, because there's like a little bean, so I been missing you. Oh my gosh. Let me see here. It is coffee o'clock. Is it coffee o'clock yet? And it has little beans. And this one says, I love you, a latte. And that's kind of what gave me an idea that this is going to be a coffee cup, or however you like to see that. And then I'm going to have to cut this one out because it has a lot of stuff. All you need is love and coffee. And then it has, you are my special blend. How cute is that? Okay. And then it has decorative panels and other things. So what I'm going to do is looking at it and seeing at the beginning at number 1, it just tells you to cut out all your pieces and how many of each. So from the bottom, what I believe is going to be the bottom or the base piece, I am going to cut craft cardstock with this outer guy right here. From the craft cardstock, again, that guy, I'm going to cut this one. I'll show you again in just a minute. And then the smaller, this one right here. Okay, and it says you need 2 of this one, you need 4 of this one, and 4 of this one. And these are the ones I'm going to cut from the craft cardstock. Okay. And then for the lid, or with the top, and I'm assuming it's a lid, I'm going to cut out of white paper everything else. So basically, this one here, this one here, and then this one, and this one. Now they do make the recommendation of decorating it as you go, so I'm going to cut the pieces and then we'll see about what we want to do for decorations. But for now, I'm just going to cut all the pieces according to what it says here as far as how many you need. You need 4 of each of these. You need, I think only 1 of this one of this larger one, and 2 of this one here. But I will do that and I will be right back. Just very quickly, I did mention that I was going to cut these 3 out of craft cardstock, and you can still do that because this part is going to make a sleeve, which, you know, if you wanted to accent the cardstock or whatever color it is that you want in your cup, then you're going to want to cut this out of a different color, or if you still want it craft, then cut it out of craft. So I'm going to leave this for a minute. We're going to assemble the base die, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do with this sleeve. So I'm not going to cut this one out quite yet. So again, I was just looking at my instructions as I go along. So I'm going to need 4 of this tall piece and just 2 of this little guy, the smaller one, and I will be right back. Okay, so we have all our base pieces that we just talked about, which again are the 4 pieces here and the 2 smaller shapes here. I suppose an octagon. I wasn't sure if I had 8 sides or what we're doing here. And then for the lid, we need 4 of these, of this shape, right? We have 2 of the kind of full inner shape. We have 4 of these guys, and I do appreciate that these are done in sections of 2 instead of just 1 piece, because every piece you would have to connect, so it's just 4 connections, you know, 4 of these. And then we have, oh, this is just the inner that cut out of this guy. And then we have this little kind of frame piece. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is choose one of these guys to be basically the top of your card. So I like the way this one looks better. If you just wanna look at them, this one has some lines on it. So I'm gonna take this guy, and then we need these 4 pieces. And the first thing it says to go ahead and just fold all of the score lines. So I'm gonna take a moment to go to every single one of these, to all 4, and just fold them on the score lines, okay? Just to get that trained, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'll close up just a little bit. So we have our 4 pieces already shaped, kind of curve them down. Of course, if you would like, you can bone fold those pieces, but I just did that. So they all have a little hole because one of them has to go under here, right? So that the little hole matches up your little opening here. So what the instructions are saying is to go ahead and glue these down and to leave a little gap between the border here and this guy. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, and I like wet glues, but if you want to use, you know, whatever tape or however you want to do it, go ahead. But I'm just putting very little because I don't want the paper to start warping either. And it depends on the weight of your paper too, if it's going to end up warping. But and it says to just leave a little gap. Hopefully you can kind of see the space I've left between the edge here and that piece. So I'm going to hold this for just a little bit, because this sets up very quickly. And on the back, you're going to have this tab that you can also put some glue. So it's going to hold on to the next one. And then again, put some glue on the top of this one. That was a little bit more than I would like, so I'm going to take this, wipe it a little bit. And again, I'm just going to take it this time from underneath so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And line those 2 up. But don't squish yet until I turn it back over and make sure I have a nice spacing here. Okay, I'm going to hold this down for a little while, and I'll be right back. Okay, again, this glue holds pretty quickly, so you want to work with it pretty quickly if you're going to make any changes, okay? So just again, I'm just putting it here so I can kind of see behind, but also turning it over and just making sure I have it lined up where I want, where I can see it's not quite there. Right there would be great. So I'm going to hold this down. And as that gets held down, I'll bring this other flap over. And our last piece. And although this does stick down very quickly, I'm going to give it a moment to just really adhere before we move on to the next step. So again, I'm looking from the back just so I can get it behind that. But before I actually stick it down, I'm going to turn it over and really give it a nice once over there. Okay, that's good. And the last flap needs a little bit of glue here. Okay, I'm just going to hold this down until it's nice and dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now it feels nice and sturdy, looks really cute already. We're going to put glue on these little guys. So all these little flaps, just a little glue. I'm gonna get them ready for that. So that one goes there, just a few at a time, and I'm just going to bring them together and get those flaps held down. I'm going to hold a couple at a time because this glue holds really fast, but you do have to hold it for just a second. As that one's holding, I'll move on to the next one. Just looking outside, making sure we're nice and flat. Just gonna hold them for a second, and I'll do the same thing for all the little flaps all around. Put glue on the ones that look like a little triangle, put glue on the little tab ones, and just hold them down until they stay just like this. Okay, and once I got to these last two, I just had to place it down and kind of hold it a little easier to do it that way. Just kind of have a surface behind and hold it in. Okay, and now all we're gonna do, and so that's part of your little lid, super cute, is take these little tabs and reinforce and glue them down. So I'm gonna pop them up just a little bit and just add some glue there. And hold them down. I'll do a couple at a time because again the glue wants to dry up, so I don't want to. So you're just going to glue them in and do the same thing all around, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay guys, that feels good and reinforced there. So this is this piece here. And then we're going to have an outer piece. So it's a little more, you know how a coffee lid looks for you to go. So I'm going to put it to the side just for a moment. We're going to bring these guys over. And same thing with this one as we did at the beginning. You just want to go ahead and just kind of get them folded. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and score the lines on most of these guys. And I will be right back. Okay, so this is very similar as the first piece that we kind of put together, except for they're going to hook onto themselves. So all these little guys, hopefully you can see, they have a one little flap here and then the two that are going to connect to the other side. So you're just going to start connecting those. And it's going to make like a little ring for you. I'll put there, I'll put the glue here. I suppose it depends what you want to do. If you want to hold these two together first, you have to hold them for just a little bit. Again, depending on the type of glue you use. And then these guys will hold on to here. So you see that I have that top flap, but these middle sections is where you want those to hold on to each other. So I'm kind of getting that curve. So this one's a little bit trickier if you want to hold that first part down first and then maybe this upper part once that's holding on. And I'm holding this upper part. And we'll do the same thing all around. Just glue them together until you get to the last portion. Then this one here to here, and then this guy here to here. And of course you're going to shape it as you go, so it's going to make a nice octagon shape, and I will be right back. Okay, once you get back around to the beginning, it looks like it wants to make a smaller piece, but what you're going to do is just, again, same thing, and mine end up just like this. So what I'm going to do is, again, hold down that bottom flap and then hold down the top one. So we're just going to put this here, and I'm going to hold that bottom one. Or I guess it's the top one. The way I'm holding it's the top, but really it's the bottom. And once that sets up, I will hold down this one here. Okay, and I'll be right back and we'll finish up our lid. Okay, so now before we move on to adhering the two lid parts together, what you're going to do is take your tabs, these guys, and fold them in. So just like that last one, just to make it nice and reinforced, I'll do a couple at a time. Just fold that down and fold this down and hold on to it till it stays and move around to all these tabs, okay? So hopefully you can see the shape of this. This is the higher tab. Don't fold these guys in right now. We're folding underneath. Fold those in, okay? I'll be back. Okay, just finished that up, and we're basically at step 4 here. And 5 is just putting it together your cup base, which is very straightforward. So we're on 4, and basically all it's saying is before you adhere these two guys together, you obviously, and put this on there, you need to glue these tabs up. So let's move all these tabs facing up, and we're going to glue them to that very top of our lid. And basically, glue is going to be on this side. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it all now. Just so I can kind of work on it as I'm doing this. I'm going to turn this over. And basically these little tabs are all going to go in here. Okay, I'm going to look at it from the other side just to make sure it looks right. And then I'm going to really press on them. Look at that. How structural and cute is that? Okay, so that's a good spot. And so again, I'm just going to push down, hold them to the walls, and just make sure it gets all glued in. And I'll be back. Okay, so I just massaged it as I was holding it and kept going around until it really stayed. Let me turn it over. It looks really great. Look at that. So nice and structural and pretty. So we're going to take another one of these guys just to cover up you know, all the little swirls that we have going on here, and just add stability too. So whatever glue you like for this would work great. I'm just going to, again, use a little bit of the deluxe adhesive. And of course line up the little holes there. There we go. And I'll continue to massage that just so that stays in really nicely. Looks pretty great. And then on the outside, we're going to take our ring. Now, if you wanted this to be a different color, you could have cut a different color of this ring. Now that we know exactly what we're doing here, that's going to pop on there. If you want, again, an accent color, please do. But I'm going to leave it nice and monochromatic here. And I'm just going to put the glue on there. Again, not too much. I don't want my paper to warp. And I'm just going to line this up. And fits perfectly, so that's always great. And I'm going to hold that down. That looks so nice. It just really finishes that off. Okay, and then I'm going to hold this down, and next thing we're going to work on is our cup. But look how pretty that is. Came out so nice. Okay guys, so I'm going to put this to the side. We have just our base to do, and this is very simple, and we've already kind of gone through these same kind of techniques. So we're going to fold on all the score lines, right, our 4 pieces, and then we're going to go ahead and adhere these together so you can make your cup base. And in the meantime, while I was waiting for that to dry, this just hit on Tonic's site, on the US site. So make sure to check that out. I'll have the links in the description box again. So we're going to glue that. And I'll just massage it until it sticks. And I'll keep doing the same thing as we go around, right? And put some glue, stick that down. And once they're all stuck down, we're going to leave these bottom pieces because we're going to cover that up in just a minute. But once those are all stuck down, I'm going to go ahead and put glue here and just adhere these down just like we've been doing, okay? So when I come back, the cup will be nice and finished on the top. Okay, really nice. So we can do, I've just kind of would massage around the edges just to get those, but now I'm going to make them a little pointier. Cute. And so what's going to give us our shape here and help us out again is this bottom piece. So we're going to put the bottom pieces in. I'm just going to put glue on each one of these little flaps. And then we're going to take our 2 pieces, and this one looks like it's a little beat up, so I'm going to put this one on the outside because it looks nicer. And I'm kind of handling it all at once, kind of pushing these where they need to be so you can get a nice shape. And I'm going to hold that down till it dries and keep manipulating. There you go. See, I kind of popped that and it kind of came out to where it needs to be. And I'm going to hold that down till it dries a little better, and then we're going to turn over and put the second piece on the inside to give us more structure there. Okay, it hasn't been too long, maybe 20 or 30 seconds, but that's holding on pretty well. So I'm going to do is turn this over. I'm going to apply the glue on this, kind of close to the edges because that's the whole point. You want that to really hold down. And I'm going to pop it in as close as I can to one of the sides and hold that down. So that's going to help us with that structure on the inside, okay? And I'll be back. So I just took a polish bottle and stuck it down there to help me with that. So you guys, this is the basic structure. Super cute, really nice size. Let me back up just a little bit just so I can show you the size of this. So this would be really cute to put lots of treats in. Tonic, what I've noticed is they do a really great job of having smaller dies that make a nice sizable piece. So that's really great. This is 4 inches tall, and the width, I would say maybe, you know, at the very top, like 3.5 inches wide. At the bottom, it's a little bit smaller, maybe 2.5 inches or so. And then we're gonna have our little lid and place it. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like a perfect fit, which is great. Look at that. Really nice and structural, feels really nice and sturdy, really cute. So to finish this up, again, we have our sleeve. So that's what this piece here is. And we need 4 of these. So I'm gonna cut 4 of these out in white paper. I'm gonna go get my kit number 36 and cut out something in red. And I'm gonna use this one here. So I'm gonna use both of these pieces. The one that says Love You a Latte plus the outer edge of it. You can cut this into your band, or you can cut it out of one of these guys, or you can just cut one of these guys and have another layer. You know, you can do all kinds of different things, of course, with your Tonic dies. So I'm going to run this through some gorgeous red paper from the previous kit. I'm going to cut, or from the kit that's available right now, actually, number 36. I'm going to cut 4 pieces of this out of white. I'm only going to do one of this out of red. And I think I'm going to cut out a little tag too, possibly. So let me see here how I want to do this. I'm going to cut a tag with a red background and then this cut out of white. Now these guys, you cannot cut the same pass, so I'm going to have to cut this out and then cut this out over it, or however, because they're the same size as you can see. I can't layer them together yet. Okay. Well, I suppose, well, no. I was gonna say maybe you can layer the one inside the other, but okay, I will be right back. Okay, guys, so I have my pieces here cut out of the fiery red paper. It's the Firestone Red mirror card. It is beautiful, so I really like that. So I cut out that little guy, this little guy, and this is what I was telling you, that these guys cannot layer up to cut the circle plus this guy at the same time. But what I want to show you is how cool that this one presses in to it. It makes an impression. And it cuts out. There's another one in here that does the same thing where it makes an impression. So really, really cool die. And so what I'm going to do is take this one and I'm going to eyeball this. Now, if you want to make sure that you're perfectly centered, what you would do is maybe run this through a scrap piece of paper, so then you have your circle, you layer the circle over, and then lay down your die so that you can make yourself an aperture to follow. But I'm just going to kind of look at it through here and think that that is good enough. And I'm going to tape that down and run it through to cut that circle out. And I'll be right back. So I have all my pieces here. I did pop a little hole in this just to make it into a tag that I can hang. So we're going to take this and glue that down. If you want a little dimension, you can use dimensional adhesives. And it just says, is it coffee o'clock yet? Which is adorable. I'm going to hold that down. And then we have our sleeve. So with our sleeve, again, just the same as we've been doing. Just fold on the score lines here and then glue them one after the other. But I'm going to go ahead and stick this down before I do that. And again, if you have really, really small pieces, you can always put the glue on the back of your hand and get those on there. But I'm just going to do this. Let's see. So I'm going to hold that down. And then again, just glue the edges together till you make a circle, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, this came together really nicely. Look how cute. And before I stick it on, I'm just going to get some of this twine, little black and white twine that I thought might accent it really well. Put it through here. Some of the examples I just saw, because like I said, it just went live, have a straw coming out of the cup, and then they put this on the straw, which is really cute. So I'm just going to put it on here, and I'm going to put it on here. But of course you can string this wherever you'd like. And I'll play with that a little bit in just a bit because I'm not sure exactly how long. Probably need to shorten that up quite a bit. But here we go. And we take our cup and you have your sleeve. You have a cute little dangle. Of course, like I said, I'm going to shorten that up. But how cute is that? Did not take too much time. Obviously, we had to go through our steps to kind of learn how to do it. But now that I know, this is going to be pretty easy and really, really nice and just feels really great. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Tonic, for sending these items for my review. I'll have the links in the description box. And I'll see you guys at the next one. All right. Bye now.